Have you ever noticed how even the most powerful AIs, they kind of have the memory of a goldfish? You have a long conversation and they just forget the beginning. So what if the problem isn't the AI's brain, but the world it lives in? What if we could completely flip the script on software itself and turn it from this flat, boring file cabinet into a rich three-dimensional space? Okay, let's get into it. Let's explore how 3D worlds could become the ultimate memory for AI. This quote from the source material just nails the problem perfectly. Right now, AIs experience everything like we're reading a giant, endless scroll. Information just flows past them, one thing after another. And as new stuff comes in at the bottom, the old stuff at the top, poof, it's gone from their immediate context. It's a fundamentally linear and honestly a very forgetful way of seeing the world. And this is where you can really see the massive shift we're talking about. We're moving from the scroll to the web. So instead of that single straight line of text, imagine knowledge as this huge interconnected web of ideas. A place where context isn't just an afterthought that gets lost, it's the actual foundation of memory itself. It's really the difference between a system that forgets and one that remembers, relates, and truly understands. To really get why this solution is so powerful, we need to dig into the root of this flat world problem. Why is the way we do things now so brittle? Well, it really boils down to how AIs store structured knowledge today, often using something called a knowledge graph. And here's the thing, these graphs are flat. A fact like company X acquired company Y is just a simple connection. But wait, when did it happen? Who's telling the story? Where did it happen? All that crucial, juicy context is just missing. So when information changes, which it always does, these static graphs get outdated or worse, just plain wrong. It makes a deep, nuanced understanding basically impossible. Okay, so if the flat world is the problem, the solution is, well, to add another dimension, right? Let's check out how we can do that by rethinking software, not as a tool we use, but as a space we can actually enter. This is the big idea. This is the fundamental shift in thinking. We're all used to clicking on little icons to open apps on our phones, but the vision behind this project, called K3D, is that in the future we won't just open apps, we will literally enter spaces. A dataset won't be some file buried in a folder, it'll be a room you can walk around in. An application won't be a window on your screen, it'll be a whole environment you can explore. And they've built this whole beautiful architectural metaphor around it. Think of houses and rooms as your new user interface. Then you have the galaxy, which represents all knowledge as stars in a universe, and the knowledge garden, which is where you grow structured information like trees. And how do you get around? Well, you've got a tablet for your working memory and doors that are basically portals to other spaces, even old-school websites. It's all about making the digital world feel real and tangible. All right, so this brings us to the most profound, most mind-bending idea in this entire framework. It completely turns how we think about AI and memory on its head. So the big question is, okay, how does making software 3D actually solve the memory problem? Right? How does an AI stop being forgetful just because we put it in a room? And the answer is just so elegant. It's called the world as memory paradigm. Instead of trying to cram every piece of knowledge and context inside the AI model's own parameters, inside its head, you offload it. The environment itself becomes the memory. The relationships between objects, how close they are, how they're connected, that structure is the AI's long-term persistent memory. And just look at the difference this makes. Suddenly, we don't need a 1 trillion parameter monster model that tries to know everything all at once. Nope. Instead, what we need is a really capable, efficient head that's an expert at one thing, navigating, asking questions, and reasoning within this external spatial memory. It's a huge shift from a brittle, forgetful system to one that's persistent and structured. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds awesome, but it also sounds a little bit like science fiction. But the thing is, this vision is grounded in a really serious, collaborative, and deeply technical effort that's happening right now. See, the K3D project isn't just some vague concept. It's being built as an open standard toolkit for everyone, and it's not happening in a bubble. It's a key piece of the much bigger spatial web movement, which is already working with global standards bodies like the W3C and the IEEE. The goal is to create a truly connected web that merges our physical and digital worlds, linking up immersive gaming interfaces with serious professional tools like AutoCAD. And the foundation for all this? It's incredibly rigorous. Now, you don't need to be an expert in any of these, but just look at this list. It shows you the sheer intellectual firepower behind the project. It's built on serious mathematical frameworks, everything from category theory to quantum cognition, making sure that the structure of this new web is coherent, scalable, and totally robust. So, what does a world built on this kind of technology actually look like? I mean, what does it really unlock for us? Honestly, the possibilities are just wild. Imagine doctors literally walking through a 3D space that represents a patient's entire medical history, spotting connections they would never see in a flat file. Or think about city planners stepping inside a living digital twin of a city to simulate the real impact of their decisions. Students could portal directly inside a working model of a human heart, guided by an AI tutor that understands the entire space. This is the real promise of a metaverse. Not some cartoon playground, but a web of serious, knowledge-rich spaces for us to work and learn in together. And maybe the most incredible part of this entire story is its origin. This whole breathtakingly ambitious vision wasn't born in a fancy Silicon Valley lab. It was pioneered by a single electrical engineer with no formal coding background who orchestrated a whole swarm of different AI models to help him build it, all from a favela in Brazil. And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of it all. It's proof that we're in a new era of creation. It's not about humans versus machines anymore. The future is all about hybrid minds, that incredible combination of human vision and intuition guiding the raw power of machine intelligence and execution. You don't just use AI as a tool, you actually partner with it. I mean, it just proves that the next game-changing ideas can come from anywhere, from anyone, enabled by this new kind of symbiotic collaboration. It leaves us with this really powerful and inspiring question. The old rules are changing. We're all playing a brand new game now. So, what will we build together?